Thanks, Miguel. I will turn now to Ivan. And earlier there were questions what can you do in a closed society? Now Ivan comes from Russia. It's hard to describe Russia as an open society. Ivan, when you started working back in 2004, I think, Russia didn't have an FOI law. What it did have was a presidential decree based on which federal agencies were supposed to post certain type of information, and it was to a certain degree detailed. I mean, there were 53 points, and you could get some detail out of it. You started monitoring that. Could you please tell us how the monitoring was going, how successful you were in getting out information, and what were you getting, and how that work led to passing of the law?
Thank you. For these 2 days, I heard so many successful stories from you, from all of you, that I have a little contradictive sense inside that, the more successful stories I hear, the more I understand that such a, awful, not friendly to the freedom of information conditions leaves all of, most of us. And then I understand that Russia is not alone close society. Yeah, we have a lot of friends around our country. We are not alone, at least. So in such conditions, in such unfriendly for freedom of information conditions, of course we have to find some very unusual, innovative approaches to promote this right, which we trying to, which we defend, all of you. Right to information, right to access to information. And our approach, when we started to work in 2004, we understand that, no way that in nearest time Russia will pass a freedom of information. But let's to think how to do this, how to make it happen. So, and we started with a court project of our organization. It's a research project. It's a monitoring of official websites of governmental entity. Beginning, we started to make an analysis of content federal government entities, like ministries, agencies, services, which acting on a federal level, national level. And since 2007, we provide also regional websites monitoring. So now we cover all governmental entity of Russia. It's almost 250 entities. And it's more than 250 entities, and each of them now has a website. But in 2004, when we started our work, only few of them had websites. And we started to make a correspondence with them and ask, why you don't have a website? Russian legislation was maybe, more progressively implement electronic governmental procedures to use the informational technology in a governmental activity. And government, our government want to be, modern, and they bought a lot of computer technology, bought a lot of software, and they think that they can use it on an internal purposes. But we started to think that if you have so many equipment, why you don't, share, informational technology with the information technology? Why you don't share information what you have with the people what live in your country? So we started to correspondence with them. Somebody just told that, we don't need to have a website. Somebody told that we will open it, but maybe in the future. And we decided to promote this situation to help them to create the website. We started to sue them. We applied to the few agencies in 2005 to the court, district court of Russia, and asked the court to recognize that this governmental entities doesn't have a website. It's it's against the law, and they have to open the websites. So, and of course, first round was not in our favor because court didn't understand what kind of right violated. And when judge invited me to the room and I came to him, judge asked me, "Now, attorney, what kind of right you trying to defend?" So that right to information. And judge asked, is there such a right according with Russian constitution? I told, yes, Your Honor. It's 29, Article 29. And he ironically, look here, and understands that there is such article. So, okay, articles, there is article, but maybe there is a law, because Russia doesn't have a Freedom of Information Act. What kind of law you use for, to prove your legal statement? They told that we have a laws in Russia. Maybe not Freedom of Information Act, but another law. And I just prove him that there is a laws which, describe what does it mean information and what does it mean right to information. So and judge told me the keynote of position Russian officials that, right to information, it's not very serious right. Do you have something else to defend? Maybe you can use some another right. And I understand that, this country, we have to work very long to promote the freedom of information.